It's time for the Todd Wilkerson Show. Learn all about Heritage Hills football. This week's show is sponsored by Milligan Communications, Street Dreams, and the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosmer Communications. Go Patriots!
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
Hey everyone, Joey Chestnut here, world champion competitive eater. I follow Southwest Indiana Sports Network, and if you're hungry for sports, you should follow them too.
And welcome to this week's Todd Wilkerson Show. And Coach, last week you had a 32-0 victory over the Madison Cubs at Heritage Hills. Why don't you recap that game for us?
Yeah, we got off to a slow start offensively in the first half, but our defense played really, really well. Defensively for the game, we held them to negative 1 yard rushing, which, I think that's the second week in a row we've held a team to negative yards rushing. So pleased with how the defense is coming around and the discipline of our defense. So really, the defense kind of kept us in the game in the first half. We had a few turnovers in the first half, put the ball on the ground a few times, and, that kind of killed some scoring drives. Made some good adjustments at halftime in terms of some things we were trying to do offensively and kind of opened up the run game in the second half and really started moving the ball and then put up a couple touchdowns in the second half. For the game, we had several guys that nobody with gaudy rushing yards, but quite a few guys with solid numbers. Braden Furch had 72 yards and a touchdown. Shane Staples had 57 yards and a touchdown. Hunter Meredith had 50 yards. Jet Goldsberry had 45 yards. Skylar Staples had 39 yards. The offense got going there, and we got a lot of guys involved and kind of got things going the second half, and then defense continued to play great. Camden Ship had a pick six and returned it 40 yards for a touchdown in the early fourth quarter, I believe. And then we scored a late one with the JV kids to cap it at 32-0. So overall, very, very pleased with the way we played defensively. Offensively, we were fine once we got going, but we can't come out and have a half like that where we put the ball on the ground, in the future and continue to play. So, we've got to clean that up. And, other than that, I feel like we're definitely moving in the right direction.
292 yards rushing, 5.8 yards a carry, and, you only get 1-for-1 passing for 39 yards. And I did verify with John Goldsberry that Jet did get his throwing arm for his mom.
Yes. Yeah, Jet throws the ball really well, and we had my plan was to try to throw the ball more, but we had such a bad start offensively, putting the ball on the ground that we just seemed to get into not great situations to throw the ball, and I thought we just kind of leaned back on the running game, but Jet has a really nice arm. He throws well on the run. We just being a freshman, really right now it's all about just understanding what decisions to make before you throw the ball, and I think that's really the most difficult part of playing quarterback is everybody that's in the stands can stand back and see the whole field and not have any pressure on them, but when you're standing there behind the line and you've got to look at the defense and try to think about where you need to throw the ball and get it out on time, it's a little more complicated. But we're excited about how Jet has progressed so far.
And you touched on this. the multitude of guys that carried the ball and gained yards. And the good thing about that is you can't spy one guy and say, okay, we're gonna have someone follow such and such the whole game, because there's a multitude of people to follow.
Yeah, I agree, and that's what's great about not only our group of running backs, but our offense, is that we can usually find a spot in your defense where you're maybe a little weak, and that's what's good about our offense right now, is that we are able to make some adjustments at halftime. We were trying to do something in the first half that had a little success with, but not great success, and we were able to make a few adjustments at halftime and basically open up our fullback and get him going. And when our fullback is getting yards, that opens up yardage for everybody else. So, all in all, again, at this point in the year, it's just about going 1-0 every week, getting out of there with a win, and we did that. Very pleased, again, with the defense. Very happy with the way that unit's coming together at the right time. Now we just need to get more consistent offensively, get our passing game cleaned up, and continue to get better there. And then I think we're where we need to be.
You're listening to the Todd Wilkerson Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Northern Bellspur Communications. We'll be back after a few messages for our sponsors.
When you think sporting goods, think no further than All Star Sports in Ferdinand. Custom embroidery, screen printing, team uniforms, sports equipment, and sports apparel and shoes. We have it all. Give Brad a call today at 812-367-1618 or visit them in the Country Plaza Shopping Center in Ferdinand. All Star Sports is open Monday through Friday 10 to 7 and Saturday 9 to 4. All Star Sports, when you're thinking sporting goods.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
It's time for the Nate Hawkins Show. Learn all about Heritage Hills basketball straight from the coach. The Nate Hawkins Show, exclusively on the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network.
Hey everyone, Joey Chestnut here, world champion competitive eater. I follow Southwest Indiana Sports Network, and if you're hungry for sports, you should follow them too.
And welcome back to the Todd Wilkerson Show, and we're joined by the Heritage Hills Patriot basketball coach, Nate Hawkins. Nate, how are you doing today?
Doing really well, Joe. Thanks for having me on, and looking forward to talking with you.
And right now we're in the smack dab in the middle of football sectional, but before you know it, it's going to be basketball season, and I know there's a lot of hype around Heritage Hills basketball coming into the season too.
Yeah, we're really excited, and we hope obviously that our football team continues to keep advancing in the tournament, and keep playing well like they did last week. But as you said, Joe, I mean, basketball season is right around the corner, and we're looking forward to putting a good product out on the floor again, and just excited.
And you got the players returning, and why don't you kind of go over the returning players for the Patriots this year?
Yeah, well, I think obviously we'll start, we'll start with our big guy, 6'8", 205, Trent Sisley. Trent, the sophomore this year, obviously started everything for us last year and started all of our games. Led us in scoring, rebounding, 19.9 points a game, 9.2 rebounds, block shots. I mean, he just, he did a little bit of everything for us last year. And, and those numbers, for a freshman are just, really off the charts. So, Trent has really improved his overall game. has gotten stronger. Obviously, grown another inch helps as well. But just his overall game has expanded, and I think as he continues to get better, all of our players around him continue to get better as well. So, but obviously, we have Trent coming back, and then we got three seniors. Marcus Becker, who Marcus was a starter for us last year, averaged about 8 points a game, 43% from the 3-point line. Extremely gifted shooter. He just really can fill it up. Marcus, we look for him to do some different things too this year. Last year we saw a big improvement on the defensive side of the basketball for him. But we also want him to be able to do a few more things, rebound better. We want him to be able to attack the basket a little bit better. And I think you're going to see him doing those things, And then the other two seniors we've got returning are Charlie Brentlinger and Pierce Lashley. And, both those guys were with us last year, played significant time on the JV, but looking to expand their roles this year for us as well. And then, another starting guard we got back, Hunter Meredith. Hunter, last year played the point a lot for us. This year we'll probably slide him over to the off guard, the 2-3 spot, which is more of his natural position. Strong kid, could shoot the basketball, just an extremely competitive kid, and and just a winner. So we do have him back, and then Colton Hope is another sophomore who played a little bit on the varsity last year, played a little bit more on the JV, but we look for Colton to really step up and have a very productive year for us. And then we've got some We've got some really talented younger kids, some sophomores and some freshmen, and then we do have another junior, Griffin Wood, that'll be battling for some playing time as well. The other sophomores that are going to be competing for some time, Houston Litton, Anderson Smith, and then we have two freshmen as well that are in the mix there, Peyton Gray and Jake Pryor. So we expect, although we'll be a very young team again, we expect to be very competitive and be pretty good. But with the way our schedule is, we have to be really good right away because the schedule is very demanding. The conference is loaded again. If you look at, we picked up Brownsburg, have dropped Crawford County from our schedule, and we're going to Brownsburg to play them there. It's just it's a tough, demanding schedule, but that's the way I like it, and I think that it will help prepare our kids as the season progresses, and obviously we want to be ready and playing our best basketball in March heading into the tournament, and we feel that this is what this schedule will provide for this young group, and there's a lot of maturing and a lot of growing up to do, but it should be an awful fun season for the Patriots.
And the names you just mentioned, the names that stuck out for me were Litton and Pryor. Have you been recruiting ex-Southridge players to bring their kids down?
That's funny you say that, but yeah, we those two guys, their dads played at Southridge, Houston there is a sophomore. Houston really made a big jump this past year. Very athletic kid, can dunk a basketball. He's about 6'2", strong kid. He's just improving his overall game every time he gets into the gym. And, we think that, he's got a very bright future. I don't know really kind of this season where that really fits. But he's definitely in the mix there. And then Jake Pryor, his dad, Derek, who was a great player at Southridge. He's 6'4", a little bit bigger than what Derek was, but 6'4", extremely great shooter, can handle the basketball, and just a very good. He's just very good at basketball. He just knows how to play. And he puts a lot of time in. Like a lot like Trent. He puts in a lot of time on his own, and I think that all that hard work really paid off for him. And we look for Jake to be able to contribute right away for us.
And a long time ago, I'm dating myself here. I used to coach football at Southridge, and I used to always try to talk Trey Litton into playing football. It never could.
I'm guessing that maybe you should have worked a little bit harder, Joe. But I'm not real sure what Trey did back then in those days. But I guess he put all that energy towards his basketball game.
And I used to tell him, I still tell him to this day, you screwed up not playing football.
Yeah, and I think if nothing else, he missed out on some really good coaching, right?
Exactly. Coach Winkler, Coach Hanner, me, and Coach Wink Williams, he did. But I did get to coach him in baseball, so
yeah.
And he was a really good baseball player too.
Absolutely, yeah, great athlete, and now we got Houston coming through. His daughter Hadley is at Kentucky Wesleyan playing basketball now, and he's a great family and great kids.
And I'll ask you the question I've asked Todd Wilkerson before. You got Sicily, he has Goldsberry. When are those guys verbaling to Purdue?
I tell you what, Trent has. I mean, he has really picked up some things, over the course of this past season. I think now we're up to, he's got 5 Big Ten offers. Obviously, Purdue is right there in the mix. IU, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Iowa. And, I think they're doing a really good job, Joe, of recruiting him. And, I think that right now Trent's main focus is leading his Heritage Hills Patriots to win and hopefully win some championships. So, I think that's his main focus right now. And he is still a young kid. He's got a lot of time to sort all that stuff out. But I do think that, obviously we know his future is very bright and well-deserved because, the time and, the effort into this game that Trent has put into it, he's getting back what he's worked for.
And, November 19th, you play New Albany in the scrimmage, which won't count as a win or loss, but it's a scrimmage. And November 26th, you open up at home against North Harrison.
Yeah, and we really like, back a few years ago, we picked up New Albany as our scrimmage, and that has been a very, very demanding and tough scrimmage for us, but really good because it allows us to kind of go back and see some things that we need to work on because New Albany, year in and year out, is very good. But we really like that. We're really excited about that. Obviously, at that point of the season, we're maybe not as ready as what we should be to be able to play against a really high-level team like them. But it's really good. And, we're really glad that Coach Shannon and myself, we both decided to extend that series for a few more years as well. So, we're really excited about that. And then, obviously, I think it prepares us for that North Harrison game right off the bat. North Harrison returns a lot of seniors. Tough group of kids that have always won. They're coming to our place. Obviously, we're excited that it is at our place, but we do know that that is not going to be an easy game for us right out of the gate. But it's also a game that, we feel like if we go out, we play well, we do things right, take care of the ball, and play good defensive rebound, we got a chance to win.
And, also the week of that 26th will be the first Nate Hawkins show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, and we invite everybody that's interested in Heritage Hills Patriots basketball to come listen.
Yeah, and that's kind of why we do this, and I really enjoy jumping on here, obviously, with you, Joe, just talk about our basketball team and, and what this community has meant for our Patriot basketball program. But, obviously, we love it when we see that gym packed. It just gives our players a little bit more fuel and, and just gets them fired up and ready to go. And, we're very blessed to have the backing that we do from this North Spencer community. And we're looking forward to a great season, and we feel like we've got some really good pieces in place. But as we know, it is a work in progress, and we're going to learn along the way. But we feel like we're going to be right there whenever it matters.
Well, Coach, good luck this season, and go get them.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate it, Joe. And as always, thanks for having me on. And we look forward to jumping back on with you there before we get ready for our North Harrison game. And hopefully at that time we'll have a little bit more idea of where we're at and how we're looking. And go Patriots.
And we're back after these messages from our sponsors. You're listening to the Todd Wilkerson Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Northern Brosper Communications.
This is the most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild. He just won the game. Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
It's time for the Nate Hawkins Show. Learn all about Heritage Hills basketball straight from the coach. The Nate Hawkins Show, exclusively on the Southwestern Indiana Sports Network.
Well, welcome back to the Todd Wilkerson Show. And, Coach, this week in round 2 of the sectional, you get to take on Charlestown. And last week, Charlestown was a 35-12 victory over Salem. Why don't you preview that game for us?
Yeah, Charlestown's had a great year. They've only lost one game to Providence, and they really just had a really bad first half in that game and ended up almost coming back to win after getting down, I think, 35-7 in that game. But, great quarterback. Kid's 6'4", good speed, nice arm. They really rely on him. He's their playmaker, both with his legs and his arm. Got a couple nice receivers, another big receiver that they like to throw deep to, and then another slot receiver that's more of a possession receiver. So, it's one of those things where, again, we've seen around here with playing Boonville and with playing Gibson Southern, mobile quarterbacks who can hurt you with their arms, or their legs, and so we're going to have to be very disciplined defensively, to try to shut them down. In terms of our offense, I feel good about where we're going. I don't think they've faced under center type teams that we are in terms of flex bone offense over there. So it's a little bit different animal in terms of defending it. So, we're hoping we can get that run game going over there and play great defense. And, special teams has to be better. I didn't talk about that about Madison game, but we had probably our worst special teams game that I've seen us have since I've been the head coach. Friday night against Madison, we had a fumbled snap on a punt and turned the ball over. We had PAT blocked. We missed PAT. Just lots of mistakes on special teams. We didn't field the ball on punts very well. They had a left-footed punter, and the ball was coming off his foot really, much differently than a right-footed punter, and our kids just had a whale of a time catching the ball on punts Friday night against Madison. So, we need to make that part of our game much better, and so it can positively impact the game for us.
And, I know my next question, first of all, you got to take care of business Friday night. But what are the scenarios to possibly in the sectional final at the Jungle?
Yeah, I think that's what the scenario is. I mean, looking at the way the bracket lays out, if we can win Friday night, there's a good possibility if Southridge wins, we can host Southridge at our place. So, that's what we've kind of penciled in terms of our vision. And, Southridge is playing great, but we got to take care of this week, and it's going to be a challenge for us. Definitely. I mean, it's one of those things where we're at the point in the year where there are no more opponents that you can show up and not play your best and move on. So we've got to get to that point where we're playing our best football, minimizing our mistakes. We can't put the ball on the ground, and then we're just going to have to be really disciplined on defense. So. It's that time of year. I do want to give a shout out. I was talking to someone Friday night after the game, and Kevin Spellmeyer said, "Hey, I listen to your show every week with Joe Milligan." And I said, "Oh, great! I'm glad to hear you're listening to it." And he said, "Yeah, I listen to it every week." So there's a shout out to Mr. Spellmeyer there, and I hope he listens to this.
And we hope Kevin's enjoying it too. So. And, Coach, good luck this week against Charlestown.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You've been listening to the Todd Wilkerson Show on the Southwest Media Sports Network, powered by Milligan Communications. We'll see you next week.